lies, misinformation, overpromising. The container industry is filled with salespeople promising fast delivery just to win a sale, offering containers that look good for you to end up with a bad quality rusted can, selling same quality containers for a greater price, and much more. Welcome to Container Insider. In this video, we will cover 4 biggest lies container selling companies tell you just to win over your business. And if you're in the market for a storage container, be sure to stay around, because if you don't, you might just end up like one of my clients who went for the fastest delivery and the cheapest price just to end up calling me to say, I should have listened to you in the first place. My name is Marco, and over 6 years, I've sold over 1,000 shipping containers to customers all across the United States. During that time, I've seen great companies and terrible companies, dishonest and honest salespeople, and unfortunately, I've also seen customers lose thousands of dollars because they didn't know what I'm about to tell you in this video. That is why today, I'm going to expose 4 of the biggest lies container companies tell buyers every single day to win over your business. Because the question you ask before your purchase are the same questions and objections they have been answering years before you even thought about buying a shipping container. And some lies are definitely intentional. Some are simply newly onboarded salespeople, not knowing what they're talking about. But either way, if you're planning on buying a shipping container, this video might just save you getting out of a situation in which you would end up spending thousands of dollars out of your own pocket. Let's get right into it. We split this into 2 categories: company sales process and the actual condition. Your protection, their protection, and your loss if you receive a bad quality product. So sales. Number 1, hidden fees. Let's say that you inquired about a container on Facebook Marketplace, and that is exactly what most companies use for advertising. So you see one price listed and then you reach out, they give you a different price including delivery. And to be absolutely honest, this is not even considered a hidden fee because a company can't know your location prior to you reaching out. Therefore, they can't advertise the accurate delivery price because it's based off of customer's location, and that can obviously vary. What is considered a hidden fee is when they give you one price, then ask for your information to create like an invoice or an official quote just to get your information. And when you open a quote, you see a different price. They often do this simply because they want to bombard you with salespeople calling and emailing you, hoping that you forget the initial price after they objection handle you, making you think that all companies operate that way with additional loading fees, taxes, or whatnot, just to upsell you and earn more money from the actual transaction. Number 2, pay on delivery. Payment upon delivery is a similar concept. So you reach out, they say it's possible to pay on delivery, and most of the times it is, but it's not as simple as they would present it, and it takes much longer time to process with most companies because of the forms you need to fill out, because obviously companies are also not willing to risk sending a $3,000 product, which in the end of the day is also understandable. But what companies don't mention is that sometimes it will take as long as 30 days for delivery of your container, simply because they would wait for somebody in your area to purchase the container upfront. So in case when they deliver, if you refuse the container, they can just deliver it to the customer nearby who paid beforehand. And salespeople are very aware that time makes a big difference on who you choose to do business with. So instead of payment upon delivery, they would ask for an upfront payment for faster delivery. And it is faster, but sometimes when you receive a bad quality product, you refuse it. Actually, you would be the one who's covering the failed delivery fee because they are protected with their terms and conditions you agreed upon before the purchase. So 100% be sure to read this part carefully before moving forward. Or even worse, because the condition is actually not a problem most of the times, they would tell you they can deliver in 5 days, when in fact the delivery turnaround time is 15 days, because they obviously can't fulfill that time frame, but they would just say that in order to win a sale. And then when the delivery time frame comes, they would make up that their trucks broke down, that their cranes fell, or some complete bullshit. And the third one are discounts, special offers, limited time offers, limited availability. And although this might be legitimate in some cases, companies usually raise the price for $100 and then just implement a $100 limited time discount to create urgency. So salespeople would ask you for an official quote so they can hold the price for you while the inventory is available. But the truth is, it is available almost always because even some of the biggest names in this industry don't even own the containers they are selling. Rather, they're working with commercial depots and just releasing the actual inventory once you pay them. So they do that for the same concept, to get your information so they can call you, email you, win over your business. And to be honest, it absolutely fucking works. That being said, since they are working with commercial depots, photos with most companies before delivery is not actually possible, since they don't even know which container you would be getting, and they usually say something like, we have inspection before delivery and the containers pass inspection, which is just a made-up thing. They pull the first one from the stack, they release it, and you just get what you get. So the best approach is to find a company with a reliable pay-upon-delivery process, which can send you the photos when the driver is actually loading the container, so you can take a look at it, confirm, and then after inspection upon arrival, pay right there on your property. And this is something that we offer at America Conex. With 1,000+ successful deliveries all over the United States during the last 6 years, we've helped customers acquire best prices, faster delivery, with certainty that they will receive exactly what they asked for. So if you're in the market for a storage or a shipping container, click on the first link down below, receive your official quote from us, and we will make sure that your experience is absolutely worry-free. Okay, next section is reference photos and inspection upon delivery. As mentioned above, most companies can't offer the exact photos. So they would send you reference photos claiming that this is what your container will look like when you receive it, when in fact it's just a gamble of what you will get because of the randomness regarding the quality. And to protect themselves, they would say you can inspect the container before they drop it off on your property. But what they don't mention is that if you do, and if you find a flaw, that you would actually be responsible for the failed delivery, because they are just legally protected. And some companies would also sell CW, B-grade containers, which are on sale or slightly more expensive, promising the containers that have been used less, that are like 6 to 8 years old instead of usual 10 to 12 years for a standard WWT C-grade container, just to end up sending you a regular WWT C-grade container for the higher price. And how is this possible? It is just because everything is mentioned in the terms and conditions, but customers actually very rarely go into that because of how good salespeople actually are. At the end of the day, not every container company is trying to scam you. In fact, there are a lot of great companies and great people in this industry. And the problem is that most buyers only purchase 1 or 2 containers in their lifetime. So while salespeople have the exact same conversation every single day, they know exactly what questions you're going to ask. They know exactly what objections you're going to have. And unfortunately, some companies use that knowledge to their advantage. So that is why the goal of this video wasn't to scare you away from buying a container. It was to help you ask better questions before spending your hard-earned money. So ask about the final delivered price, ask about the delivery time frame, ask about the failed delivery fees, ask for photos when the container is being loaded, and read the terms and conditions. And most importantly, make sure to understand exactly what you're buying before you commit, because the difference between a great container buying experience and a terrible one usually comes down to information. The more informed you are, the harder it becomes for anyone to take advantage of you. And if you're looking for a shipping or a storage container and you want transparent pricing, real delivery times, inspection upon arrival, and a team that will actually explain the process from start to finish, click on the first link in the description and request an official quote from America Conex. My team and I have helped customers all across the United States purchase containers for storage, shipping, businesses, farms, construction sites, and personal use. And we'll be happy to answer any questions if you, of course, have any. And if this video helped you avoid a costly mistake, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below letting me know which one of these industry tactics surprised you the most. I'm Marco, this is Container Insider, and I'll see you in the next video.